everyone, I'm Adrienne Everheart, your feminine energy dating and relationship coach. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why it is such a good idea to date a younger man. Now, before you say, oh, I'm not into younger guys, I already know what type of man I want, I'm already in love with a particular man, and that's all well and fine, but I want you to watch this video because I'm going to tell you some things that have very much to do with your feminine energy and wonderful, excellent gifts a younger man can bring you to rev up your attractiveness and your feminine energy with all men. So stay tuned. Now, as always, if you like my videos, if you like the content I bring you, please take a moment to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. And I always love to hear from you in the comment section. So let's get right to it. Why should you date a younger man? Why should you even be entertaining a younger man? Now, if you haven't noticed, there may be a lot of younger guys that occasionally blow up your online dating account or message you or flirt with you, and you might be really confused, like, why are these younger guys interested in me? You might be on your possibly second divorce, first divorce, or just single, be over the age of 40. Why is this happening now? It's a really interesting phenomenon. It's been called Mrs. Robinson syndrome from the movie The Graduate, where, spoiler alert, the main character, Dustin Hoffman, falls in love with his girlfriend's mom. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because there are a lot of successful relationships out there with younger men and older women. However, again, I'm going to focus more on the feminine energy side of this and why it will work for you and be helpful for you in the long run to date some men who are younger. Now, you may know of Jason Momoa or Hugh Jackman or the French president, Macron. They are all married to women that are much older than them. And when I read articles about what drew them to those women, they were really just looking for certain characteristics or personality traits that these women have. And not all men really have that wounded masculine energy where they need to constantly be in pursuit of someone who is younger. Not all men are in masculine crisis where younger is definitely better. There are a lot of men out there who are very aware of what they want in their life, the type of connection they want to have with a person, what that will look like and feel like, instead of younger is better. And there are a lot of younger men. I've met quite a few that, definitely were interested in me because of a maturity or a quality I had. And they even preferred how an older-ish woman looks rather than a girl who's like 19. There were things about our features and that we are comfortable with our body, and so many things that I'm going to share with you in this video that really draw and attract them to you. Now, the first real obvious one I'm going to cover here is sex. By the time you're out of your 20s and into your late 30s, mid to late 30s and your 40s, even up into your 50s, your 60s, you are very comfortable with your body. You are much more comfortable with your body than you were when you were, say, in your 20s. And I think a lot of younger men know this, and if they don't know it, they're willing to find it out. That just see how comfortable you are. And so this is where you can really have a lot of fun with your body and his body if that is what you want to do. Of course, if any sort of premarital sex isn't for you, don't worry about this part, but it will give you a chance to even explore the more passionate side of having a relationship with a person, which does not always mean sex. So the fun thing is with a younger guy is he's going to have all that energy and enthusiasm. You are something new to him, something that he's maybe perhaps coveted from afar and never been able to experience. And now he gets that. And the great thing about feminine energy with this is that we want you to feel good. When a woman is going through a heartbreak or a man has been really horrible to her, One of the first things I suggest to her is to really find a man who just wants to make love to every part of her in any way that she finds acceptable or desirable. Really have a man that wants to make love to you and please you, because it's going to make you feel good. And feeling good is where your feminine energy really radiates at its finest and most powerful, is when you're out of your mind, you're not down in the dumps, you're not focusing on what hasn't worked for you with all your relationships. You feel sexy, you're going to look sexy. Your body can even begin to make some hormonal changes with this experience. And so you start to just overall have a glow about you that only good sex can bring. A lot of younger men are also really desiring a woman who is confident and drama-free. This is also known as emotional stability. Emotional stability is really important, especially to men who have dated women where they didn't know if it was up or down or what was happening. There was so much drama in the relationship. I had a younger man in my life tell me that, every morning he would wake up and not really be sure if his girlfriend was going to love him today or not, just because there was so much drama and instability in her life. And when I look back on my 20s, I can absolutely say that, I didn't maybe have so many ups and downs, but I could really turn on a dime. My emotions or my feelings, I could be very flippant about them. And I do remember it being really confusing to a lot of men in my life, how hot and cold I could be. And so while I think this may be a characteristic for younger women, not to put them in any particular label, this is what a lot of men have said, which is why they want to date someone who is older. So here's one of the cool things that you can do now that you are drama-free and you can experience this relationship with a younger man, is that you can have a calm relationship with a man where it isn't up and down. There isn't a lot of bickering or fighting or power struggles. It's really more of just kind of going with the flow, and you can find out what that feels like, that everyday calm that you're really wanting. Because I do believe once you experience enough of these positive situations and your bar becomes a different place, a set point than it was before with your first husband or even the last man in your life, you really learn a new way of feeling in a relationship. And again, this is a wonderful thing that a younger man is going to want to give you. He is going to want to prove to you how mature and drama-free he is as well. So you can both just reflect those energies off of each other and have a wonderful experience. Now, another great thing about being a little bit older and dating a younger guy is that you are in a place of job security in most cases, or financial security, or you are at least more established than he is. Now, one of the great perks about this is that sometimes the younger guy really isn't. He's not as stable or secure as you are. And that's okay, because again, you're going to get to practice and exercise where you're not going to try and fix him, help him, or solve his problems. This is a great one for you to exercise with your feminine energy and your younger man, because he is going to be between jobs, or he's going to be finding his way, or he might be an entrepreneur and really getting started in the world. And you're going to want to make an opinion or an advice or share something very important. And I want you to learn how to quell that boy energy that wants to help a man solve his problems or fix something for him. Now, it's not that you couldn't do it better, and it's not that you probably don't know exactly what he needs to do, but when you do this for a man, a couple of different things happen. The first thing is you get out of your body and you get up in your head with a man. Now, if he's about to commit financial ruin and career suicide, definitely I want you to ask if you can make a suggestion. But in most everyday situations, women can sometimes be peppering in their opinions and their thoughts. And if any of you have had a parent who has done this for you, or actually gotten inside your mind, you begin to not even know who you are anymore. So with a man, this is times 100. Men need to absolutely know what they want, what they are feeling, and how they want to do it. So often my husband blows my mind because I am absolutely confident this is the way you need to do something. And a couple of times I've made that known and I've really pushed the agenda. And I come to find out if I would have just let him do it, it would have gotten taken care of and it would have worked out perfectly. And so often since those experiences, I've had things happen with him where I'm like, do it this way. And then I'm like, no, stop. I let him figure it out and it's amazing. It is just amazing. So the great thing about having this younger man in your life is he's not going to have it all figured out, but he's going to love that you do. And he can just have that energy exchange with you of what established and secure looks like. And you might actually even learn a few things from him. Of course, I certainly did with my younger guys. They taught me so many things and that I just wasn't even aware of. And that's the great thing about feminine energy is that you're back in your body. You're not in the place of your head where you're thinking and solving and managing everybody. You're letting the man be a man and you get to be the beautiful, wonderful, worshipped, lovely, luscious woman that you are. It's very relaxing too. So I hope these tips on why you should date a younger man have benefited you. Remember, dating is just dating, or you can have a sexually exclusive relationship with a person. There's so many variables, and being in a committed relationship is something you always, the two of you, want to talk about and make sure you're both on the same page about and what that means. Otherwise, if you want to date a younger man, get all this wonderful attention, or even if you find yourself in a relationship with a younger man, practice your tools with every man you're with. Feminine energy is about allowing that man to have the time and space he needs to be a man. And in the relationship, you get to be a woman and receive. And it is a really relaxing place to be. If you're hearing this for the first time, there's probably a part of you that's going into full panic and will say, nothing will ever get done, nothing will ever happen as long as I'm receiving. Not true. Give it time. Give it some time and space. There are some formulas to actually how attraction works and how you build and grow wonderful relationships. And one of those things, it has to be just allowing curiosity to unfold naturally with a person and not racing to have an absolute and get it absolutely right. A lot of feminine, female energy, a lot of women in their masculine energy want to zero right in on the exact answer like we're doing a math equation, but it's a relationship. And relationships are not math equations. They're about feelings and your heart and things like this. So I hope I have helped you with figuring out why or if you want to date a younger man. If you want to learn more about me, I have a free group over on Facebook called I Heart Love Academy. And you can find me at my website at everheartcoaching.com. And I also have a best-selling ebook which is filled with loads of information on exactly what to say to a man and how to lasso his heart. It's called 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. And if you're new to dating, I cannot recommend it enough. I have something called Fem Tools, and it teaches you how to date from the feminine energy perspective. Now, ladies, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear from you in the comments section, and just good or bad, what do you feel about dating a younger man? And I would love to hear from you anyway, so drop me a line. I'm sending you much love today and always. Mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.